What's going on, guys? Here at having a great day today, and today we are back to talk about Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. This is episode number 14, titled What They Wish For. Before I get to my thoughts, though, I want to hear from you guys, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know what you thought of this episode, and we'll see you there. I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming content and want to see plenty more Witch from Mercury coverage in the future. The Rumble Ring begins with Soletta, Alan, and Choo Choo working together against members of the Jetuk and Grassley houses, and Sirius and Ellie standing in for President Delin as the overseer. All is going well until two other mobile suits appear, the same ones from the attack on Planchetta, piloted by Sophie and Norea. Both of them begin attacking the contestants and the arena as a whole, without the necessary limits placed on mobile suits during duels. Lauder is almost killed by Norea, and another contestant completely obliterated. Despite the duel being called off by the committee and all contestants being ordered to evacuate, the whole situation becomes a fight for survival. Sophie and Soletta take their fight outside the school and into space, which is intercut with Prospera revealing to Belmeria why Soletta is unaffected by Ariel's data storm. Ericht's Samaya is Ariel. The episode ends with Sirius being taken by members of Grassley House to Shattuck, and Sophie succumbing to the curse of piloting a Gundam and dying. So this is only the second episode of this core of Witch from Mercury, and already we are just completely going off the rails. This is possibly the best episode of the series so far. And like I said, this is 2 episodes into the second core. And if you want to look at it another way, it's like 2 episodes into a second season. It's wild that we are only this far through this season and the stakes have never been higher. You get like a little bit at the start where we're building up to the Rumble Ring, but when we get into the Rumble Ring, it just completely goes all out and the stakes just get extremely high. The tension's there, the action is incredible, it's non-stop, there is such an intensity to it. You fear for the characters because you see these mobile suits, Sophie and Norea, they are capable of killing, and they are not afraid to do so. Literally, as soon as Norea appears, she almost kills Lauder by crushing the head of his mobile suit and almost destroying the entire mobile suit. Lauder could well and truly have died here, and honestly, for a Gundam series, wouldn't have been shocking. One of the things I really appreciated about this episode, aside from the big twist and all that, is that it actually really touches on kind of the PTSD that some of these characters have coming off of the attack on Planchetta. In particular, when Choo Choo is about to shoot, I believe it was Norea, she stops, she gets kind of this PTSD flashback going back to Planchetta and when her ship was being attacked, and it kind of felt like that same situation where a Gundam was about to fire upon something and she just completely freezes and shoots off in a totally different direction. And I hope they touch more on that in future episodes. And we do also get the moment with Soletta conversing with Sophie about what Sophie wants and what she's willing to do to protect these certain things. Soletta says, I would never do something like that. I would never kill people for the things that I want or the people that I love. And then she gets that flashback to crushing that person to save Myorin, which in reality is kind of the exact same thing. It does show that despite the Dawn of Fold being labelled as terrorists, they're not actually a whole lot different to what some of our characters have been doing. Granted, their methods are obviously a bit more like mass murderous and genocidal, but the ideas are still there, the motivation is also still there. But goddamn, the action in this episode is so filled with hype. Like I said, there's so much tension to the fact that these characters could well and truly die because these mobile suits are going completely off the rails, no holds barred, no limits on how much they can attack, no limits on the damage that they can cause. I always like when there's stakes and there's the fact that it's not just big robots, it's people inside these robots, and they are human beings with livelihoods, friendships, relationships, and a whole life ahead of them. And as ever with Witch from Mercury, the animation is top notch. I do want to talk about Sophie's voice actress as well in this episode. My god, does she turn in one of the best performances we have seen in the series so far, and considering this is presumably the last outing of the character because she does die in this episode, it was one hell of a way to go out. You can really feel the desperation of the character in trying to achieve what she wants. She wants love, she wants food, she wants a nice place to sleep, she wants what any person should have. And when you look at the character from that perspective, you really can't help but feel sorry for her, despite the fact that she's committing terrorist acts. She's doing it in the name of a better life. But now let's talk about what is on everyone's mind, and that is the big reveal that we were all kind of expecting at some point, but to actually see it come to fruition, it's as dark and as incredibly fucked up as you would expect. Prospera basically pulled a Gendo Akari in combining a loved one, in this case her daughter, but in his case it was his wife, into a giant robot. It's totally messed up, and Prospera, it's a character that's kind of unforgivable in that regard. We still don't know her reasoning for why she did it, but just the fact that it's revealed, the fact that she combined her daughter with a robot, yeah, it's kind of hard to defend that. A question that I do have about it though is, does Soletta know? And I actually think she does. The way that she talks to Ariel is not, of course, exactly the same as what Prospera does when she's referred to Ariel, but you can kind of feel like she knows that there is a relationship there. The way that she talks about, the way that she talks to her when she's in the mobile suit, you do feel like she's talking to a sister, and she's fully aware of that. Now, whether she knows it is, a human sister that her mother had before her that is inserted into the mobile suit, we don't know that, but I kind of feel like she knows, and I feel like that will come as even more of a shock to people. Now, if she doesn't, the eventual reveal for her will probably completely traumatize her, and whether she'll be able to forgive her mother for that is yet to be seen. But there is well and truly a part of me that does believe that Soletta is aware of this situation, and if that makes her complacent in it, then well, Soletta is probably a pretty fucked up protagonist as well. As to where they take this reveal moving forward in the story, I have no idea. Every time an episode ends of this series, I just don't know where it's going to go next, and like I've said before, that's incredibly exciting. Before I do get out of here though, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming content. If you want to see more Gundam Witch from Mercury coverage in the future, I do talk about this series on a weekly basis. Above all else, I want to hear from you guys, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know what you thought of this episode overall. Taking aside the big reveal, what did you think of all the action stuff and all the tension that we had with the potential of characters dying left, right and centre, and looking at that reveal, did you like that those theories came true? But as always, thank you so much for tuning in to mchat today, and I'll see you all in the next video.